Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. This is going to be a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first 2 weeks of December 2019. We're going to be focusing on the full moon in Gemini, bringing us into a new cycle on December 12th. I did meditate very heavily on those energies that we are going to be coming up on. This full moon is exactly opposing Sagittarius Sun. They're across the street neighbors up in the zodiac on December 12th. This energy is all about finding the balance between our logical mind, which is Gemini, and a greater quest for meaning and experiences beyond where we are right now. So this full moon is the time of culmination of the new moon wishes. Hopefully you guys made those come into fruition. And it's an emotional time for anything having to do with romance, relationships, or anything that you're looking to start, like the fertilization of something. But there's a definitive sense of emotions really rising to the top, and all of us really wanting to express ourselves. So you just have to know that not everything right now is going to make perfect sense or seem completely rational, because the thing is, well, the full moon is square Neptune occurring when Mars forms a trine to Neptune. Right now, this is creating a very creative, visionary, intuitive kind of energy, which is really great. But Venus, at the same time, is kind of being sandwiched between Saturn and Pluto. And Saturn is the great taskmaster, and Pluto is about releasing these core truths, about transformation. So Saturn is really pushing her to release any of these core truths that no longer serve her, to level her up. So we're all going to be feeling this energy in any area that's Venusian. So having to do with relationships and how we view money, right? We're all going to be feeling it, but especially those with personal planets and points at around 16 to 24 degrees of the mutable signs. Guys, you're not a mutable sign, but if you have any Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces in your chart as your other personal planets, like your moon sign or your rising or even your Venus, 16 to 24 degrees, okay? You check out your chart if you have it, and see what you have, what kind of placements you have. So your crowning energy we have is Seeing the Truth, the Sacred Rebel Oracle. I like this. This energy comes with the message that if you're getting confused about who you are and your motives or actions based on what others are saying or thinking about you, right? How people are responding to you maybe in an off way. This is an energy where it's like step back and understand that very often when people are telling us our business, telling us things about ourselves, putting us down, telling us all the things that we're doing wrong, that we're not doing appropriately. It's typically them working through their own shame wound and their own broken parts of themselves. And it's really up to us to not believe it, Because here in your quest to be a responsible person, you may be unintentionally taking on the feelings of others, making their reflections of you more than they are an actual truth. And it's hard when we care about someone for them to say things that can be hurtful to us. It's understandable. But again, more often than not, those reflections are more about their head space and their mind space, right? So it's more about the state of the reflector rather than what's being actually reflected, So really this energy is about let those external perceptions go. Just acknowledge yourself and just be you. Honestly, Aquarius, just be you. Just be you. You're so used to people thinking you're a little quirky anyway, right? Because the average Aquarian is. Love Aquarians, right? Those of you who've been watching me know my twin boys are Aquarius rising. My mother was an Aquarius sun. My stepson's an Aquarius sun. So I have a lot of Aquarius love in my life, and I could tell you that, you guys are very you're very unique, you're very eccentric in the most beautiful way, right? Love it. I mean, I just love Aquarians. Such a nice energy. But for those people who maybe don't get you, right? Who think that there is a certain way to be and only one way to be and all of that, if you're dealing with that, really try to not believe it. I mean, first and foremost, we like to say that what people say about us doesn't bother us on any level, but that's almost impossible unless you're, honestly, I hope I'm not offending anybody, but unless you're a psychopath, there's something in us innately where, because we want to connect and we want a human connection, it's going to bother us a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. And bothering only comes from our own vulnerabilities of, oh my God, are they right? Is what they're saying actually correct about me? Even when we know in our logical mind that they have issues and that they're completely off base, completely, you know, most healthy-minded people like, listen, it stings for a minute, but then we get past it, like, pretty much right away. But sometimes it's not so easy to do that when we really care about the person, you know. That's just the way it is. Yeah, so let's pull a Celtic cross spread. And then at the end, we're going to do general energies, okay? So I'm going to interpret it for relationship and for career, okay? And then at the end, we'll pull some love oracles for those of you who are here with a relationship on your heart, okay? Let's see. Messages for Aquarius. Two of Swords, reverse is how we're starting out. So Aquarius, this tells me that right now you're in a situation where you're feeling very confused and you're really not, you're in no way sure of what to do. And you almost feel like you don't have full control over making this decision. So this can be, the swords are truths. So this can be feeling confused between two truths. So this could be two people. This could be two positions in two different jobs. This could be some sort of conflict that you're dealing with within your family and presented like, who do I believe? What do I believe? And it's really being, having a hard time getting in touch with the truth, okay? Now you could be at cross purposes with yourself or you can be at cross purposes with another person, but it's the type of cross purpose where you're being told something and it's very confusing to you and the situation is just not something that you feel like you can make a solid decision on right now in the moment. See what's crossing you. The Death card. All right. So Aquarius, you're dealing with the end of a cycle here, for sure. Death card is a great card because as soon as there's an ending, there's a beginning right there immediately. Not like in a minute, 5 minutes, immediately. So there's an ending and a beginning. So there is this element of transformation here, for sure. So let's pull the rest of the cards and see what's happening. But definitely you are experiencing the end of some sort of cycle within your life. This could have to do with job. This could have to do with a relationship. Situation in your family. Yeah, I like these. I like the outcome cards and the important cards. I like that we're seeing. That I don't like. Okay. But all right. So we talked about the situation and what's crossing you. Now, as your crowning energy, we have the King of Wands. This is all about will and the very strong will to move forward. Aquarius, you have very strong will to make something happen. You feel very passionately about something. Now, this could be a career path, a job. There's a lot of will, just there's this fire here that you really kind of want to get going. You want to move forward on something. So this can be a relationship that you're in. But the fact that we have the Death, we have this transformation energy, and then there's this willingness. So then we have the karma card, okay, as the foundation. And karma is about things bubbling up to the surface and the truth coming out. I mean, it's just, this is about the truths being revealed and the scales being balanced in a way that's necessary. You know, there's a little bit of like a tower element to this where justice is being served here in the foundation. We have this King of Wands, though, with this new. So I feel like whatever the cycle, the ending of the cycle is really serving up some incredible karma here that it's time for it to be paid back. But I feel like you're going to end up being on the winning end of this. I'm going to tell you why. I'm just doing a quick glance at the other. You're coming from a space in the past where you did not get what you need. You were not feeling emotionally supported. You were feeling like I'm not understanding this as a resource energy or as a money energy. I'm tapping into this as the pentacle support type of energy, how we do relationship, emotional, mental, and physical connection. And I'm getting that if this has to do with a relationship, you were not getting what you need. You weren't feeling supported. And I feel like even if it had to do with a job as well, guys, I feel like you were in a situation where first and foremost, you were not getting the support that you needed from your boss or your colleagues. Maybe the money wasn't there, maybe it was there, but I'm getting this idea of support not being there in your past. But now in your future, and the reason why I'm saying I feel like you're on the receiving end of the good karma is because in your near future we have temperance. And the temperance is an alchemical energy, and it's about, there's an honesty here, and there is a type of healing here as well, but it's this recognition that things have not been treated fairly. And it's about you sitting with a situation, or even within yourself, and recognizing where am I lacking here? So if this has to do with a relationship, it could be, okay, we need to sit down and figure out what I need, what you need, and what the relationship needs. That's temperance. And in order to do that, there has to be a certain level of, obviously, communication, but openness and empathy. And communication and honesty has to be in there. Otherwise, why even have the conversation, right? So if it has to do with a job, it's the same thing. This is you sitting down with your boss or with your colleagues and saying, this is not working the way it is. And you being heard, you were definitely being heard. And I do feel like there are issues here where things were being said about you, Aquarius. People were telling you things about yourself that were very uncomfortable and unkind, whether it was to your face or whether it was behind your back. And the karmic scales are going to be really leveling out here. So you're going to be going from a space of not having to having what you need. Now, for the present time right now, though, we have the Eight of Wands reversed, which does indicate to me that there's a delay in this happening. It's sensing some sort of delay in the moving forward of things. This could be a delay in a relationship moving forward, feeling a sense of delay in something to do with a job. Now, keep in mind the temperance is a future energy. I don't want to repeat myself, but I just want to reinforce that. So right now, though, you're feeling the sense of delay. Your external influence, though, is the Emperor reverse. And I don't like this. This is a dark energy. This is somebody who doesn't play fair. This is somebody who can be really, who's quite honestly, is pretty ugly inside, to be honest. This is, typically some sort of gradation of narcissistic tendencies. And that can mean a whole bunch of things. Not that they have narcissistic personality disorder. But it's just this intentional low vibe energy where they're there one minute, then they're not. That's a little more borderline type of quality. But, and I hate to label, guys, I hate to label, but sometimes it's necessary to talk about the qualities simply as a way of framing reality for us to understand how we're feeling because of other people. So the Emperor reverse is also somebody who is a cheater, somebody who gaslights. Doesn't have to be any of, one of these or all of them. Gaslighting, deflecting. Somebody who's just really, really unreasonable, not really understanding what's necessary to make something work, and really being, above all else, very self-serving. Very self-serving. So what you're fearing here is the Five of Pentacles reverse. You're fearing that you're just not going to have enough of whatever it is that would be pentacle related. So this could be you feeling like you're not going to have enough money if you stay at this job. You're not going to feel supported enough if you stay with this relationship. It's this feeling of lack. It's a lack mentality having to do with mental, physical, emotional connection, or even resources. It's in your fear. It's very mental. So this is not even based really in reality, Aquarius. This is telling me that in your mind, this is something that's it's bothering you. Like you're just like, if I stay with this person. And I feel like a lot of you aren't even talking about it though. But you're just worried about that. Now for others of you, you can be worried about your ability to provide and your ability to provide this to somebody else. Like a lot of you might be feeling very insecure. Am I enough? Am I enough for this person? And I'm kind of hating that energy that's coming through for me right now, because I feel like somebody's making you feel like you're not enough for a situation. And you're actually believing them for a minute. And you're feeling like your fear is that you're not enough. Oh, that's coming in very, very strong. I feel that in my heart chakra. So I feel like that's going to resonate with somebody. Somebody's being told that they're not enough. And then we have the High Priest in reverse. So this is you. Okay. Aquarius, this is the Hierophant card, and in reverse, this indicates you're getting very bad advice from somebody. Really bad advice, not acting with integrity. There being maybe somebody means well, but they're really giving you advice through what they think to be the best move for you is, but they're a different person, and it ends up not being a good thing for you, even if it's like, let's say a close friend who means well, but your friend on every level out, functions differently than you, but it ends up not being a good, you're not following your moral compass in the outcome. And I just feel like some of you guys are believing this person when they say these things. Let's get some information on this Emperor reverse, please. This Emperor reverse, please. A couple of cards on this Emperor reverse, please. Yeah, they're not supportive of you. I praise. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty obvious. You're dealing with this energy that's external to you, that's making you feel very unsupported, making you question yourself. The High Priestess in reverse, Aquarius, is you questioning yourself. It's you questioning your intuition and you feeling really in your soul that you're not going to be able to have a firm foundation with this person, yet you have so much willingness to be with them. And you understand that there's an ending of the cycle. Let's pull some energies on this Death card, please. Pull some energies on this Death card, please. Death card. Aquarius, first 2 weeks of December 2018. The world. Yes. This is crazy. I hear very loud fireworks. I don't know if you guys can hear them on the video, but why would there be fireworks going off? I don't know. That's weird. So we have the World card, which is entirely positive, which just tells me that when this cycle ends, this is going to be a very positive thing for you, Aquarius. Let's move this up a little bit with this King of Wands. And then we have the Eight of Wands, which is about you dealing with this person. There's going to be nothing but delay and a lot of disappointment, and you ultimately needing to move away from the situation. Heavy heart. Heavy heart. Yeah. Heavy heart. Now, for those of you who are not in communication, I just don't get that you're even going to be hearing from them. If this end of a cycle is actually the relationship ending and you're not hearing from them, because the Eight of Wands upright is about phone calls coming in, text messages coming in, really exciting messages coming in. It's in reverse, so there's this delay and it's just not coming in. This is a general message. And I'm not saying this to backtrack at all, but I do want to say, because I can't fall back on my word, guys, we are energetic human beings here, right? We have free will. Tarot is not the golden rule here. We use tarot as a tool to help us understand our options and to help us understand the energy. And that's why I put so much value in reversals. Reversals serve a purpose. Because we're energetic human beings, we have the power with our free will to actually turn them upright. So I do want to say that for those of you who are watching me. That being said, there are some times we get reversals where I feel this very strongly, so I have to qualify this, where there's a reversal, but not because of our energy. Because I feel like this Eight of Cups energy, you're walking away because you have to. This is not your choice. You're really having to walk away from something. Something was just like that level of unhealthy. That level of unhealthy for you was not good for you. Oh, get the Six of Pentacles. Well, you're going to end up having what you need. That just popped right out. Yeah, and you're going to be able to build. Those just came right out. I mean, that's all really good. That's all really good. So I feel like those of you with career, there's going to be an ending to the way it was up to this point. I get a very gossipy vibe around the office, something like that. Somebody just having very, very shady behavior, trying to iron things out with you, but you know that there's really no growth here and you got to go. You got to go. And when you do, that's going to be the best thing for you, because then you have the world on the other side. You're going to have all the money you need. You're going to have all the support you need. You're going to be able to build. Three of Pentacles is a building energy. So that's really nice. I really like it. And because, I mean, look where you end up. You end up with the World, and then you end up with Temperance, which is really about having everything that you need. Yeah, I don't feel that it's going to be with this person. I do have to tell you that. I just don't feel like it. Not with this person. Somebody new. Somebody new who's either new in your life, brand new, or somebody that you're going to be meeting. Because I get that energy that we just read for, that was what was making you feel unsupported in the past. That's something that happened already. Yeah. Let's pull some love oracle. Let's pull a couple of cards for those of you who are you're not in communication right now, but you're in each other's energy field still, okay? Lightning. Okay, photograph. Heartbroken. Oof. Okay, so for those of you who are in no contact at all, lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, transformation, upheaval. Photograph, looking at photos and missing you, feeling nostalgic, wanting to make new memories. Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. So I feel like you guys are no contact. There's a lot of heartbreak here. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of missing. But then something's going to be coming in. Some sort of shocking change. Somebody claiming to have changed. Aquarius. Somebody saying that they see the light. They see the light, Aquarius. They see the light. They had an epiphany. A transformational epiphany. Let's just see. Information. The Hierophant. I like it. Four of Swords reversed. Ten of Wands. This is them coming in with a whole bag of stuff. Now, Aquarius, this can be you approaching somebody who maybe you ended things with, right? We could definitely, you understand, most of you understand that the energies can be very enmeshed, so you could flip-flop the energies. It could be vice versa. But regardless, there's an epiphany going on here, and I want to change. I see the light. I mean, this is the I have seen the light card. It's the Hierophant. This is about a moral compass, a moral code. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really miss you. And this is, I feel like this is you, Aquarius, saying, yeah, I'm really not sure, though, about moving forward with you with this Four of Swords reverse energy. I just need to lay here and think about it a little more, because what you put me through, those wands got put down, and I'm just not willing to pick them up again. It just, the whole thing became too much. That cycle is over, and I need to just let it go, because you're the Emperor, and you are really ready to just be in charge of your life and your path, and you are not going to listen to any kind of bullshit that people are saying about you. Excuse my language. Sorry, I'm getting a little caught up in this. It's like, sometimes, Aquarius, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in. Well, always, right? But you know what I mean? There are certain situations where it's like, sometimes things are said and done. I just don't feel you really wanting to take the bait here. I just don't see it. Somebody's having an awakening, an epiphany. You know? And I'm not even saying that they don't mean it. I just feel like the pain and what you went through with them was like enough where it would be just so hard to find like a healthy footing again. Because we're not robots. We can't just turn these things off. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I said, sometimes things happen that are that bad. It's very Pollyanna to think like forgiveness can happen so easily. I mean, I suppose some people can. It always depends on the circumstances, but I feel like for those of you resonating with that, who are going to be hearing from somebody, you were profoundly hurt in a very visceral way, in a very personal way. Very personal. So now we're pulling cards, by the way, I should have said. These are going to be for Aquarius, those of you who are in a relationship, okay? Who are in a relationship. Love call. I like that. The golden mirror. Okay. A palm tree. Interesting. I do have to pull some qualifiers here, so let me do that now. So love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you, letting you know. All right, this is for those of you in relationships, so that's beautiful. But then we have the golden mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship. And I don't like the word narcissist here. Again, guys, I think it's just too overused. I really do. I really do. I think it's lost its value in this culture. Everybody runs to that. You could just be selfish. You could just be having a bad life temporarily and just whatever. But regardless, I like the idea of self-absorbed better. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. One-sided relationship, but then we have this idea of love bombing. You know, love bombing is really about being very in the face of somebody, being very like a million phone calls, a million text messages, but in a way of more trying to be controlling. And I just feel like if this is maybe you or somebody you're dealing, your partner who you're in a relationship with, and this bothering one of you or the other, and this needing to be a conversation that can be had. But I'm going to pull a qualifier on that, because then we have the palm tree, which is all about stability and security and growth and endurance and flexibility and permanence. So these two are just beautiful energies. But we have to see, listen, the scales are not always 50-50. That's illogical to think it could ever be 50-50. So maybe you've been going through a heavy period where it's like 20-80 and you're like putting your foot down like, listen, this is not okay. I'm feeling this way. Two of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Tower. Oh, I mean, I like these. Just because you guys are in a relationship, I don't feel like this is the ending of a relationship at all. I think the Tower reverse is you guys talking through and understanding that this has been an issue up till now. And the Tower, the falling apart here is the way things were perceived here. It's like the ripping down of the golden mirror. Any sort of like self-absorbed narcissistic tendencies, this idea of it being like somebody being selfish, a little one-sided, you know, really kind of being that way, and you guys having the conversation and them hearing you and you having that conversation. And it's really nice because I feel like the Two of Pentacles should probably go first, where it's creating a sense of confusion within you. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, I really love them and we've been together and I'm really liking where everything is going, but I really don't like when they do this thing. I don't like when they're love bombing me all up and down, but it's like I kind of feel like a little claustrophobic right now. I just feel like I need a little air, you know, feeling very confused. But you guys having the conversation, you may end up having a really big fight to have this conversation, because the Tower really does indicate a fight. Some sort of, it's emotional, but at least everything is put on the table. But then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is about you guys figuring out exactly what you each need as far as being supported and supportive of each other, you know, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, what does healthy communication look like? This is what I need, okay? I can't feel like I'm suffocating, you know, and having that conversation, if those of you feel like that. Maybe you're doing this to somebody else. So just a seed for thought, you know, if this is the situation, this is the energy, but love nonetheless. I feel like, you know, this is just something that you guys are going to be dealing with. But there's a lot of love here. So I feel like you guys are going to be able to work through it, especially the Tower. Don't get scared of the Tower. It doesn't mean the annihilation of it, especially if we're talking about like a solid relationship. It's the ebb and flow of relationships. Doesn't matter how long you've been together. Cycles, guys, cycles, right? All of life is just one cycle into the next. And sometimes things have to end the way they were so that they can transform, you know? And so I really like this for you. I like it. It's very healthy, actually. You're going to have the argument, but so what? You're going to talk things out. Good stuff. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.